Welcome to this tutorial on creating discrete value groups or DVGs. Creating discrete value groups is a part of a larger set of process, which is the creation of data entry screens from case report forms. For this, I will reference a physical examination case report form where we'll understand what is a DVG or a discrete value group and why is it created as a part of designing a data entry screen. So looking at this case report form, which is a physical examination case report form, we can talk first about some of the terminology that is used in clinical data management with respect to case report forms. So while the clinical operations team might be calling this a case report form, the clinical data management team will have other terminologies that it will use for it. So case report form as a whole is broken down into two major parts. Apart from information such as the study ID and the protocol number that's mentioned on the case report form, the case report form is broadly broken down into two parts. The part at the top here is known as the header information. The header information uniquely identifies the data that is there within the body of the case report form. So for example, if the body of the case report form has the value for height provided as 107, it signifies that which subject ID it is for, who completed this information, which visit is this for, and what was the date of examination or the visit date. So this information, which is the header information, uniquely identifies the data that is there within the body of the case report form. And the body of the case report form itself includes information that is collected as a part of collecting the raw clinical data in a clinical study. So a case report form is broken down into the header information and the body of the case report form. The header information and the body of the case report form together constitutes the entire case report form, which is known as a data collection instrument. So in Oracle Clinical and Clinical Data Management, a case report form is referenced by the name Data Collection Instrument or DCI. A data collection instrument is made up of the header information of the CRF as well as the body of the case report form. The body of the case report form itself is known as a data collection module or a DCM. So a DCI is equivalent to the entire CRF and a DCM is equivalent to the CRF minus the header information. That is only the body of the case report form. Then comes the DCM, which is further broken down into smaller objects called question groups. Question groups are essentially a group of questions that are collected together within a clinical study. So here, if you look at this DCM or the body of the case report form is broken down into two major question groups that have borders around them. This is the first question group that is used to collect the height, weight, temperature, etc. of the subject. Also used to collect, in other words, it's used to collect the vitals of the subject. So one of the question groups that is a part of this data collection module is the vitals. Whereas the other question group that is a part of this data collection module is the body system information that you're collecting. So this case report form has a single DCI which is broken down into a single DCM or the body of the case report form. And this body of the case report form is broken down into two question groups. The vitals question group that's used to collect the vitals of the subject and the body system information question group, which is used to collect the body system information of the subject. Right? Each of these within Oracle Clinical is used to collect a certain type of data. So a question group is nothing but a group of questions like this one, which is logically and medically related and are collected together within a single case report form. So that constitutes a question group. A question group is made up of individual questions. For example, this question group is made up of the question height, which is a numerical value, the unit of height, which is a checkbox, whether it's centimeters or inches, weight, which is again a numerical value, unit of weight, which is a list of bunch of values to select from. So there are many questions within this question group, but you'll notice that some of the questions are open-ended, like height, weight, temperature, pulse rate, respiration rate, and blood pressure. These are all open-ended questions where the investigator has a choice to answer anything or provide any response over here. So these are open-ended questions, but some of the questions like unit of height or unit of weight or unit of temperature, these are closed-ended questions because the investigator has to choose from one of the values provided in the checkboxes. For unit of height, he can only choose between centimeters and inches. For unit of weight, only between kilogram and pounds. And for unit of temperature, only between degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. So here he has a choice to choose from a bunch of values, and these bunch of predefined values that the investigator can choose from for a closed-ended question are known as discrete value groups. So what is a discrete value group? Is a bunch of predefined responses to a given question which the investigator can choose from while completing the case report form. So there is a discrete value group for unit of height, which has values of centimeters and inches. There's a discrete value group for unit of weight that has values of kilogram and pound, and so on. So the case report form, all in all, is broken down into 5 major objects called CRF objects. This includes data collection instruments, which is the entire CRF, data collection module, which is the body of the case report form. Data collection module is broken down into question groups, which is a group of questions that are collected together within the case report form and are logically and medically related, for example, vitals. And question groups are broken down into questions which may be open-ended or closed-ended. If a question is closed-ended, it may have a bunch of predefined responses associated with it, from which the investigator has to choose one, and these are known as discrete value groups. So when you design this case report form within the Oracle Clinical application, you have to break down the case report form into DCIs, DCMs, question groups, questions, and discrete value groups. And then you have to rebuild those objects within Oracle Clinical using the global library and the definition subsystem. 3 of these objects are created in the global library, that is discrete value groups, questions, and question groups. They are created at the global library level, and at the definition subsystem level, you create data collection modules and data collection instruments. It is worthwhile to note that discrete value groups, questions, and question groups are not study specific. They are general and can be used across multiple studies, whereas the definition subsystem includes DCMs and DCIs, which are created specifically to a given study. The reason